Look at this, man. I'm freaking huge. Welcome, That's Not Sexy. Alright, this video is actually talking about how to gain 30 pounds in 1 week. Are you freaking kidding me? You want to gain 30 pounds in a week? You're lucky if you could get that in 2 years. 30 pounds in a week. Do you know what you will have to do? You'll be going to the hospital. You want to gain muscle. You want to gain muscularity. You don't want to gain fat and water and become obese and get heart problems and high blood pressure and cholesterol because all the extra weight gainers and supplements you're taking to gain weight. Weight is weight. Muscle is muscle. So you want to gain muscle. Now, how much muscle can you gain now? That's the next question, right? You know? About 1 pound a month. So, on average, depending, genetics play a part, a lot of things play a part, but on average, a pound a month should be how about how much muscle you should be gaining? Now, during this time, if you actually, let's say you're 200 pounds, let's just say 200 pounds, a month passed, you're at 200 pounds, you're like, hey, I didn't gain a muscle, what happened? Well, do you check your body fat? The most important thing is you gotta know your body fat, because for one thing, you're gaining muscle, and in gaining muscle, that's gonna help you burn extra calories at rest. So the more muscle you gain, the more calories you burn at rest. So less fat you have on your body. So that means you're decreasing your fat and you're increasing your muscularity. So in this, it's gonna balance out. Now, if you didn't gain the pound, did you check your body fat? If your body fat said you dropped a percent, depending on your weight, it could be 2-3 pounds or 4 pounds. So did you check that? And now if that's 4 pounds, say it was 2 pounds of fat, and you gained them a pound of muscle and maybe a pound of water, that would be 200 pounds even. So don't get too frustrated on what the scale says, but what your body fat content is, and then that will determine what the scale really says. So, gaining muscle is a very, a long, hard blood and sweat process. It's not going to happen in a week or a month. And the thing is that a lot of companies, that make products, they're not lying to you. They're not lying to you by saying you're going to gain weight. But that's the thing. That's weight. That's not muscle. There's no product that you're going to gain muscle in this amount of time. And they do say that that's fake or is steroids. So again, I'm not one for. I never took steroids. I never will take steroids. So I never recommend steroids. Period. Okay. If you want to gain weight, then go ahead, take your Russian bears and your True Mass and your Monster Mass and all that. But that's just getting weight. You have extra sugars and carbs and calories that you don't need. Obviously, you do need proteins for your muscle growth, but you don't need extra calories from weight gainers and stuff like that. You want to gain lean muscle, so you cannot gain that much weight in a week. Muscle in a week. You'll be lucky to have 30 pounds within 2 years, maybe a year and a half if you're very, genetically gifted. But that is the truth about muscles and how the process of gaining muscle. Okay, I should know about this. I am a trainer. I've been doing this for a long time, and I am proof of this because I am right now 215 pounds. Now, at one point, I'm gonna get a little personal now. At one point, I was 230 pounds. I was a fat freaking bastard. I mean, I wasn't really fat. I'm just saying that but I was fat. I had my body fat was like at 20%, and I had muscles. I had muscles, but I was at 20% body fat, which is really bad. But that went down to 198, and I was super lean. Body fat was great, and that's awesome. Now I'm at 210 with the same body fat. Actually no, I'm sorry, 214, the same body fat. And it took me about a year. So, and I'm actually in the next video, I'm actually going to show a before and after. That's going to blow your mind. It's going to be a 2-year before and after. So when you see this, you're going to be like, wow, that's what I could get in 2 years. So it's realistic results, and that's something you got to focus on, being realistic, not what the promotions and marketing and how they change your mind to make you want to buy a product because it has a pretty picture of, a good picture of a guy who's muscular or a hot girl or whatever. So don't fall into those traps and just focus on your training. Make sure it's really good, really strong, really hard, intense. Change your routine. Do things that you hate doing, because if you do the thing that you love to do, your body's gonna adapt to it, and I mean, it's eventually gonna plateau and not be able to get any gains or reach your goals and all that. So you always do things you don't like to do that you've never done. Make sure you do it correctly because you don't want to, get injured. And that's a way to how to grow. Is also you gotta take the amount of proteins in your diet and everything else. But as far as your training goes, you have to do things that you never done, so your body could grow, because it has to adapt to that exercise. So, and that's something that I always do in my training. I always change my routine. I always do things that I hate doing, even though I hate to do them. I gotta do them, and that's how you're gonna see change in your muscle development. Not weight. Weight is weight. You can gain as much weight as you want, but that's water and fat, and you don't want that in you. You want that away from you. So focus on getting good weight and be patient. It's a very slow process, but at the end, once you're there, you'll be so happy and satisfied with your results and how you look, that you continue getting bigger and stronger, and that's what you want to do. So if that's your goals, do that. Have a good time. Make sure you get a good form, breathe good, all that good stuff. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. This is a long ass video. I'm gonna cut it right now. So stay tuned to my next video. I'm actually gonna show you a before and after of just my whole body, upper body, just flexing, and a 2-year before and after. That you're gonna be like, wow, it's a big difference, and it takes that long. So stay tuned, subscribe, and leave your comments and all that stuff. Make sure you subscribe. If not, that's not sexy.